is Myra R. Caermare from Bulihan National High School, the proponent of this study entitled The Extent of Awareness on Gender Sensitivity Issues of Bulihan National High School Input to Strengthen Gender Sensitivity Program. The rise in the number of women who could do a man's job gave way to the question of gender equality. People speak of gender equality not only because women and men have varied roles in the community, although there are times when the roles interchange or overlap, depending on the situation. The researcher knew that she should help proliferate gender sensitivity in the school where she teaches, in exactly the same mandate that the MDGs had issued. She has observed that in spite of different programs to eradicate gender inequality in schools, instances always had taken place in the very place that the gender equality should have started. This desire to somehow set a precedent in examining self as the proliferator of programs of education system propelled the researcher to undertake this study. Being aware of the gender sensitivity issues will make way for a more profound gender sensitivity program which the school could implement. This study be a starting point for further investigations of this gender issue wherein the advantages and disadvantages could be weighed down against each other to come up with a comprehensive step for gender equality. There are 4 research questions of this study. Number 1, what is the extent of awareness on gender sensitivity issues by school heads in Bulihan National High School with regards to planning, staff development, program and activities, and budgeting? Number 2, what is the extent of awareness of teachers of gender sensitivity issue with regards to classroom management? Number 3, what are the programs of Bulihan National High School with integration on gender sensitivity into the organization's work? And number 4, what factors can be addressed by the gender sensitivity program? Here are the scope and limitation of this study. This research attempted to delve deeper into Bulihan National High School organization's implementation of the gender sensitivity by determining the gender sensitivity issues by school heads, the principal together with the head teachers in Bulihan National High School with regards to planning, staff development, programs and activities, and budgeting. Extent of awareness of teachers of gender sensitivity issues which are manifested in their classroom management was also investigated. The research also geared on determining how Bulihan National High School integrated gender sensitivity into the organization's work. The factors that could be addressed by the gender sensitivity program were also obtained. So 9 school heads, the principal and the head teachers, and 20 teachers from different departments in Bulihan National High School were chosen as respondents of this study. For the methodology and research design, this is the descriptive method of research to find answers to the questions of this study. It was aided by the use of interviews, observation, and questionnaires of the researcher. The descriptive design was appropriate in realizing the objective of this study. A non-random sampling technique called purposive sampling was also used to choose the respondents of this study. For the results and discussion, the extent of awareness on gender sensitivity issues by school heads with regards to planning, staff development, programs, and activities and budgeting revealed the school heads were knowledgeable of gender sensitivity issues In planning, it can be deduced that school heads understood gender equality issues. In staff development, findings revealed that the school head focused on training teachers with no regard to gender. Program and activities coordinatorship were selected by virtue of merit and contributed toward the reproduction of gender-based equity structures. While budgeting, it can be said that budget allocations done by the school leaders have been done justly to both genders. The extent of awareness of teachers when it comes to gender sensitivity issue with regards to classroom management. Teachers have tried various ways to implement gender sensitivity, which were manifested in their objectives, lessons, classroom leadership, planned activities, and even their discipline. The integration of gender sensitivity program included gender fair awareness issues disseminated through meetings and seminars. These forms of integration have been applied equally to all school stakeholders. The school heads and the teachers of Bulihan National High School believed that there were certain factors that can be addressed through a gender sensitivity program, such as regular education, educational materials, and linkages. For the conclusion of this study, the school heads of Bulihan National High School have been aware of the implementation of gender sensitivity in all aspects of the school. The teachers of Bulihan National High School had been aware of gender sensitivity to be applied in their classroom management. Number 3, the school integrate gender sensitivity into their organization's work. And number 4, the school heads and teachers of Bulihan National High School had addressed regular education, educational materials, and linkages through gender sensitivity. So that's all my presentation for today. Thank you very much for listening.